This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
Weekly test for all of Alaska beginning at 4:58 a.m. and ending at 5:13 a.m. This is a required weekly test of the emergency alert system and the Alaska Amber Alert System. Log only.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
K236CK Warrenton.
KWRE Warrenton, Troy, Wicksville. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
water line cooling down for 1 minute at elevations above 6,500 feet. Boil for 3 minutes. After boiling, allow the water to cool before use. Boil tap water even if it is filtered, for example, by home water filter or a pitcher that filters water. Do not use water from any appliance connected to your water line, such as ice and water from a refrigerator. Breastfeeding is the best infant feeding option. If you formula feed your child, provide ready-to-use formula, if possible.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
Beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. and ending at 12 o'clock p.m. This is a required weekly
Event
test
of an
of
emergency,
the
the system would bring you important information. This test was conducted from the Idaho State
action is
Communications
necessary.
Center in Meridian, Idaho, and is now concluded.
The Texas Department of State Health Services announces that, effective on Friday, November 3rd, 2023, TX-11 of East Matagorda Bay, as depicted on a map dated November 1st, 2023, will be open to the harvesting of molluscan shellfish defined as oysters, clams, and mussels.
This is Franklin County Emergency Management conducting a required weekly test of the emergency alert system. If this were an actual emergency, this system would bring you important information. The following tones will conclude this test.
.3 p.m. and ending at 1:03 p.m. This is a required weekly test. This is only a Kittson County test.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system.
The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for all of Michigan beginning at 1 o'clock p.m. and ending at 2 o'clock p.m. This is a required weekly test of the emergency alert system, originating from the Michigan State Police State Emergency Operations Center in Lansing. If this had been an actual emergency such as a tornado, toxic material release, nuclear plant incident, widespread phone or power outage, or other state or local emergency that affects your safety, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a required monthly test of the San Luis Obispo County Emergency Alert System. Repeating, this is only a test. This test is coming to you from the San Luis Obispo County Emergency Operations Center. This concludes the required monthly test.
The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for all of Morgan and Clark, WA, beginning at 2 o'clock p.m. and ending at 5 o'clock p.m. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test, no action is needed. This is only a test. The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for Anoka MN, beginning at 2:13 p.m. and ending at 2:28 p.m. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test, no action is needed. This is only a test.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
No action is required.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Barger, an 86-year-old, white male. He was last seen on foot in the area of 82nd Avenue and Thomas. George is 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 120 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. He was wearing a light blue polo shirt, blue jeans, white shoes, a tan baseball hat, and carrying a denim fanny pack. If you have contact with the Silver Alert, please call 911. Monitor TV and radio for updates.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is the National Weather Service office in Honolulu, Hawaii. The preceding signal was a test of the NOAA Weather Radio public warning system. This is only a test. Tests of this signal are normally conducted every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon. If there is a threat of severe weather on the day of the test, it will be postponed to the next available fair weather day. For hazardous watches and warnings, the warning alarm tone will be activated for the following counties. In the KBA 99 listening area, Hawaii, Honolulu, Maui, and Hawaii counties. In the WZ2557 listening area, Hawaii County. In the WWG75 listening area, Maui and Hawaii counties. In the WWG27 listening area, Hawaii County. This concludes the weekly test. We now return to our recorded programming.
Air One, worship now.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This has been a test of the emergency alert system, designed to keep you informed of national, state, and local emergencies. Air One, worship now.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.